Good afternoon, music world. John here from What's Spinning, here tonight to chat about this latest Flying Lotus EP, Big Mama. If you don't know, Mr. Steven Ellison, one of the most forward-thinking electronic producers of the last 2 decades. Coming out of Los Angeles and being very closely associated with the Brainfeeder music label, Flying Lotus really did very quickly create his own little world within his music. As a matter of fact, for a while, he redefined just what could be done with modern hip-hop and modern electronic and its rules. Now, early projects like 1983, I mean, personally, I wasn't really that sold at the time, nor was his first couple of EPs. They were okay, there were some decent ideas, but at the same time, this felt like a lot of J Dilla and Madlib worship. But over the next years, everything completely got flipped on its head. Records like Los Angeles and Cosmogramma, as well as When the Quiet Comes, I mean, these were records that were both glitchy and jazzy, but also took a lot from modern hip-hop as well. Not only that, but it was totally unpredictable and very interesting to watch these early albums unfold. And all of this was leading up to his You're Dead record, which, yeah, it's amazing. I think it's one of the most ambitious electronic records of the 2010s. Now, as far as a full album goes, we haven't really heard that much from Steven since then. There was the Flamagra album, which, I mean, I don't know. I tried so many times with this record, and there's certainly good ideas here and there, but this is easily his most bloated and inconsistent and just weird record to date. However, that Spirit Box EP he dropped a year or so ago, I thought was really good. You know, while a lot of people thought it was unfinished and too short, I at the very least thought that Flying Lotus was getting back into the groove of making some groundbreaking ideas, which leads me to this Big Mama EP. And this EP starts off with its title track, and right off the bat, Flying Lotus wastes no time. How could you? This intro is only about 30 seconds. But what it is a very whimsical blast of chaotic synths and even more chaotic production. It's a pretty solid burst of energy to start this EP up, and it really does click your brain on to what's about to happen, which is a lot. We also get Captain Colonel, honestly one of my favorite tracks here. This one's a lot longer, it gives you a lot more room to sink your teeth into it, and right off the bat there's a very melancholic and very atmospheric track. It's very glitchy and busy and heady, obviously, but it's also beautiful. And I love the way that the production just constantly shifts and changes over this bass riff, this clunky synth line, and just bustling production. And despite how overtly electronic this gets at time, because it is very 8-bit, there's still a very free-spirited, jazzy nature to it. I really adore this track. Also really love In the Forest Day. I mean, once again, I feel like listening to this track, it's very obvious Flying Lotus has been listening to a lot of classic video game soundtracks, and for me it actually works really nicely. This is a very colorful synth adventure. It's intricate, it's textured, and almost progressive in the way that this track unfolds. Not only that, but it just has this sense of adventure and wonder that does make me happy. If you're looking for a little bit more bite here, check out BROBOBASHER. The pounding drums and the wild sound effects that we get here make this the most intense track here. It's chaotic and it's loud, and I really do love the synths popping through here. There's also Horse Nuke, which completely flips the mood one last time. The atmosphere on this one is completely desolate, but between that you get a lot of sound play and production tricks, as well as some bouncing synths. Makes this track really engaging and makes it sound like some weird final boss in Undertale. And I mean that in the best possible way. Now, this EP is very short, it's 13 minutes. Not only that, but I do still think I like the Spirit Box EP just a little bit better. But tracks like Antelope Onigiri definitely seem a little rushed. Like, I feel like this EP, while very decent what we do get here, just feels a little incomplete. This one just feels not really as organic as other tracks here. And it's certainly obtuse and freaky, but I don't know, it just feels like Flying Lotus is pulling at strings here. And Pink Dream might be my least favorite track here. I mean, this has very much been an 8-bit electronic EP so far. But this one is just weird. I mean, this literally sounds like Flying Lotus did the soundtrack for the new Mario Kart game, and they forgot to add this in, and this is the final lap score. I mean, it's funny, kind of, but it's just not really that interesting or complete. So yeah, this EP's kind of a mixed bag, but at the same time, I do really respect what he's doing. I mean, you know, it's about a 13-minute EP, and he crams a lot in, a lot of synths, a lot of production tricks, and for what it's worth, this EP still has its own little world that it exists in. I just wish it was maybe just a little bit more consistent, a little bit longer, and just a little bit more fleshed out and thought out. Like, there could have been a lot more of a deep dive as far as I'm concerned. But still, I do like what we're hearing here. I thought it was fun, I thought it was busy, and It got my head moving in a way that only Flying Lotus can. I'm feeling a decent 7 on this EP, but let me know down below what you think. If you like the video, be sure to give us a like, give us a subscribe. If you're feeling froggy, turn those notifications on, and let me know down below what you would like for me to chat about in the future. And until next time, have a great day, friends.